powerful force for growth, particularly in underserved and rural regions. In these areas, the development of new products is the surest path to job creation. With that in mind, Representative Halverson has introduced H.R. 2747, the Rural Technology Development and Outreach Act. This bill works to recruit and cultivate the next generation of innovators. It does so by reaching out to traditionally underserved communities. It educates entrepreneurs about SBIR and STTR and encourages them to get involved in the programs. By providing technical assistance to these men and women, H.R. 2747 gives them the know-how to navigate the system. In encouraging innovation, it is critical that we reach out to previously untapped communities and historically underrepresented groups such as women and veterans. This bill will do that, and it will expand the small business tent. After all, a greater number of SBIR applicants means a deeper talent pool. And of course, the more talented entrepreneurs we can attract, the more viable ideas we can bring to market. H.R. 2747 is an important legislative initiative, and I urge members to support its passage. I'd like now to yield to Ranking Member if he has any comment. I'd now yield to the bill's sponsor, Representative Halverson, for any remarks.
Good morning, and I'd like to thank Mr. Nye for holding this markup. The legislation we're examining is an important investment in small business. I know it will go a long way to help entrepreneurs in my home district as well as rural regions across the country. As we work our way towards recovery, we are trying to do more than simply turn the tide. We are working towards growth that is sustainable, job creation that is lasting, and a recovery that revives the whole country, not just pockets here and there. Already we've made real progress. This Congress has taken important steps to help small businesses. But if we're really going to turn things around, we'll need new foundation, one that supports Americans everywhere, from inner cities to rural regions. Our country's rural areas are suffering. In terms of innovation, they have really fallen behind the curve. While states like Massachusetts and California enjoy significant shares of research and development, places like my home state of Illinois struggle just to keep up. The Rural Technology Development and Outreach Act of 2009 will change that. This act recognizes that innovation is an economic necessity that innovates in the heartland. By expanding the SBIR and STTR programs, it will make sure rural entrepreneurs have the training and the technical assistance they need to adapt and grow. Every year, SBIR and STTR help 1,500 firms get off the ground. Still, many entrepreneurs don't know that these programs even exist. Through workshops and local marketing campaigns, we're going to increase awareness. By bringing more entrepreneurs into the program, we can broaden our talent pool and ultimately boost the number of products that make it into the market. This is critical because greater commercialization means greater job growth. When it comes to R&D, knowledge is power. Though through increased outreach, we can be sure that entrepreneurs know their options. But before they can win SBIR and STTR grants, they'll need to understand the ins and the outs of the program. The SBIR and STTR application process is complex. This bill will help break it down for entrepreneurs, and business owners need to know how to do things like select a purchasing agency, and meet program requirements. So with tools like training workshops and podcast seminars, we can give them that information. And our efforts don't just focus on traditional entrepreneurs either. Rather, they actively recruit women, veterans, and minorities, because the face of American business is changing. And it's time for SBIR to reflect that shift, particularly in struggling regions. When we talk about the challenges facing underserved areas, we need to remember one thing. A shortage of resources doesn't mean a lack of ideas. Our rural areas have tremendous room for innovation. As we speak, family farmers and biofuel entrepreneurs are unlocking new energy markets. With SBIR and STTR, they can take their technology even further, and we're going to give them the resources they need to pioneer a greener future. And their success will mean more than energy independence. It will create jobs and revitalize entire regions. As we emerge from the recession, we're going to need that kind of growth and redevelopment. By investing in rural entrepreneurs, we can rebuild our economy from the foundation up, and this bill marks an important first step in the process. I yield back.
Thank you, Ms. Halverson. Are there any other members that wish to be recognized on H.R. 2747? Seeing none, the committee now moves to consideration of H.R. 2747. The clerk will report the title of the bill.
To amend the Small Business Act to improve outreach and support activities and to increase award recipients from rural areas with respect to the Small Business Innovation Research Program and the Small Business Technology Transfer Program and for other purposes.
I ask unanimous consent that the bill in its entirety be open for amendments at this time. Does any member seek recognition for the purpose of offering an amendment? Seeing no amendments, the question is on reporting H.R. 2747 to the full committee. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. The bill is adopted and reported to the full committee.